This is Vladimir Stoolkich. He's been a head of youth development for the last 10 seasons. But now with the new Champions League money we've gotten, I'm looking to replace him. While he's got the formation and the preferred tactical style I look for, I'm looking for someone with a better personality and someone who's younger and could bring us better players. Whether or not he is the man to do so, I don't know, but let's find out if we can get someone new in the meantime. We are expected to finish in 14th place going forward this season. I like to think that we can get top half again. With no European football distracting this year, we are looking like we could do quite well. And our sponsorship income has gone up again to 600,000 this time. Our new president has been doing much of the work to bring in good sponsorship money, and I'm excited for what we can do long term. And given we got no European football, I like to think that our fixture congestion that we had suffered from last year is not going to be an issue this year. We are looking to improve our training facilities once again because the Champions League money we had from last year is still quite high and we might as well use it. And we've actually completed our youth facilities upgrades, so it's perfect for us long term. We are looking to match Red Star and Partizan in terms of facilities. We've got great facilities and good youth facilities. And the junior coaching and youth recruitment are amazing right now, both of them being excellent. Partizan have excellent training and youth facilities and excellent academy coaching, but exceptional youth recruitment. Partizan have identical facilities in that regards. They just got a bigger stadium. But what can we do long term to beat them? Well, let's try and find out. This is Alexander Prijovic, our new head of youth development. I know what you're thinking. This guy's tactical style is completely different, as is his preferred formation to what you had before. His second preferred formation is the same, but he's got knowledge of Australia and Switzerland. He's got a fairly professional personality. He's only got a natural A license and is already this good. Long term, I think this guy is the future, but whether or not he can actually change anything with the intakes remains to be seen. In fact, he's also not going to be able to affect the intakes for the next couple of years is probably a bit of a concern, but what can you do? It takes time to get yourself settled in. Speaking of youth intakes though, this looks like a good one. A goalkeeper, a fullback, a wide midfielder, a striker, an attacking midfielder, and a winger are all potentially looking good, and we don't have the best of centre-backs, centre midfielders, DMs, or wing-backs coming through, but hey, it's better than nothing. It looks quite exciting, to say the least. But since we've got a youth intake, you better see that the season has already started. We drew 2-2 in the first game before we won 3-1 at home against MacLeod. We then drew 0-0 against Cordoba, but we did win the next two games. First against the Partizan by 2-1, then against Nakar by 0-0, before Partizan decided to beat us 4-0, but we then returned the favour and beat Spartak Sabitica by 4 goals as well, so yay. But then we won our next 3 games by 0-0, and each time it was quite good to see we were scored in the second half. But then Partizan was sad of all teams beat us 3-1, but we were down to 10 men inside 53 minutes, which kind of killed our momentum. We then drew 1-0 against Vojvodina before we beat Red Star. Berto got his first ever goal, and that's a good time to get it. We then drew 0-0 against Telepit in the cup, but won on penalties, thank goodness, before Red Naked beat us by 0-0 at home. But then we beat Kyrgyzstan by 2-0, so I still have not forgiven them for what they did to us a couple of years ago. But we then won again by goals against Betalak, before we beat Makasabat by 2-0, and then Cordoba held us again. But we beat them for also in the cup, so that's fine. And then we drew 1-0 against Novi Spazar, before we won 2-0 against Nakar, and Partizan completed our run by beating us 2-1 at their ground, so it wasn't as bad as last time. Currently, we are in 4th place in the league, 10 points off Partizan who just beat us, but we're only a point behind Red Star, so I think we could do well. Between Stanko and Red Star, we might have a chance to get a top 3 finish. And I'm looking at this thinking, if I don't get a top 5 finish, something's gone very wrong because we're 10 points to the Red Nakedness, and it's looking promising. We are also comfortably clear of the bottom half, so if we somehow blow from here, it's kind of embarrassing. So, did we blow it? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our youth intake, and as you can understand, I am very excited about it. Let's go into the players. This is Dusan Mandic, and that he's 15, 6'4", already considered a promising centre-back at the age of 15 is very exciting. He turns 16 in the 2 days' time, but look at the state of him. He has a lot of things I like. He just needs to get quicker and potentially not have a few flaws he has in his game, but other than that, he looks quite good. 16 tackling, perfect. It's the one thing you cannot really train, and he's got that in abundance. The next player I'm looking at is Agunting Blezovic. Now, this guy is exciting. He's a right back who could be very good. He has a lot of good attributes already, and I think he could be a superstar for us. I really do. So could Vlad Babic, who's also a right back. So we've got options now in the right back position, and that's exciting. Whether or not he can be a long-term or short-term player, we don't know. But he could also play on the left side as well if we need him to. So who knows? He does need work, but let's be honest, so do most players at the age of 15. But the player I'm the most excited about is Milas Javanovich. He's 15, considered a promising winger, but look at how many good attributes he's already got in the mental side of things. And the technicals, he's got 12 crossing and 16 technique. He's got 15 flair. He needs to work on a few other things, but he is very exciting and will immediately be put in the first team plans. He's that good for me, as far as I'm concerned. We've also got a striker in the terms of Vladimir Stoolkich. So I don't think he'll be in the first team anytime soon, but the fact he's this good already is exciting. Whether or not we can use him, I don't know. But he's unambitious. It's the only issue I have with him. But other than that, he could be very good. He does like to lob the keeper though, so whether or not that's actually a good thing or not, I don't know. And what do you know? Another player, professional and a left back. Josip Mutic is very good, and I'm excited by him. Does need to work on a few things like his dribbling, for example, but other than that, and his flair, potentially his acceleration and speed, he's good. 12 tackling, 13 technique. He's exciting looking. I really hope he can develop quite quickly. I think he's got potential to be a superstar for us. The last person I'm talking about is Rade Vadinovic, and look at the state of him. His mentals and his technicals look amazing. Yes, his physicals could be better, but if I have to be completely honest with you, this guy is exciting and I think could be in the first team plans. He's that good already. And that's just the 4.5 stars to 5-star players I'm talking about here. We've got another 6 4-star potential players. So this has been our best intake by some distance. And I'm going to talk about this guy briefly because Vladimir Stoolkich, I think, could be our first team players. I really do. He's exciting looking. And I'm excited for him. We didn't actually play a lot of games between the winter break and this intake coming through, but we did beat Partizan by 4-0 before we drew 0-0 in the next game against Lapadak, who went down to 10 minutes after 34 minutes, so not great. But we did win the next 2 games, 2-0 against TSC, 3-0 against Vustovic, and then we lost 3-0 to Novi Sad. No idea what happened. I'm just shocked by how bad we were. But we did win 1-0 against Fafadina, so that's fine. We do have a cup quarter final against Lapadak Kozovic in the next game, so hopefully do well in that. What's the table looking like? So the table is looking quite good. We are already top half bound. We are comfortably top half bound as well. 18 points clear with 3 games to go. We're actually closer to the title fight than we are to slipping out of the European places. That's how good we've been this year. I really want us to do more, but hey, this is exciting. I think we can do good things. Let's find out if we can, shall we? So the Cup quarterfinal didn't go well. We lost on penalties after scoring the first 4 penalties and then missing the next 2 after a 0-0 draw initially. Good start. We did beat Red Star the next game though, so at least we got that under our belt and we got another victory against one of the best teams in the country. We did lose to Redniki Nisto by 1-0, but then we beat Stanko by 3-2. So their red card absolutely helped us, and 2 late goals from us turned it around from a 2-1 defeat to a 3-2 victory. We did lose to Red Star the next game in the first match of the promotion group by 3-0, but then we beat Stanko by 2-1 to beat them again. And we then drew one against Partizan, before we drew against TSC by 1-1, before we beat Nickness 5-0 as payback for them beating us twice this season. We then drew 1-0 against Nipotak Kosovac, and I'm heartbroken because it's only a 1-0 draw, but we then beat Vustabac by 2-1 to finish the promotion group. And we finished in 4th place by 11 points, so we had a good season as far as I'm concerned, and we're back in Europe once again. 21 wins is probably our best victory tally of the save so far. We actually got more points here than the season we finished in 2nd place, which tells you just how bad everyone else was that year. We could have actually won the league there, but okay, there we go. So let's go through this season with you. First, we've done this in a while. And we sold a few players: Maikan, Hanzik, Vusak, Markovic, and a 16-year-old who I was upset with because he complained about the fact I was telling him for not doing well in training. So I put on the transfer list and we sold him to an Austrian side. Hooray! We did send a load of players out on loan, and it's good for their development. They did get the first team football. But yes, 4th place in the league, good stuff, and a quarterfinal appearance in the cup. We've never gone past the quarterfinal, so hopefully one day we'll do that. But we did win 5-0 against Nickness, and our match, remember, was the 4-0 win against Partizan. But our goal of the season actually came in a 2-1 victory against Stankum. This was a goal in question, and it's a nice looking free kick. Finances, sponsorships got up by 100,000, though we did lose a bit of money. We've got just about 10 for the broadcast revenue, and we lost about 15 million in the competition prize money. But still, we're making money. We're making 230,000 in merchandise sales, and we sold 4,077 shirts. It's good. How we learned it was this: a 4-3-3. It's always how we do it. Our 2 left-sided players were not great in this formation this year, but we still got a good 4th place finish, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the important part. And we look at the players, and Milas Javanovich is our fans player of the season, and the young player of the season. Milicic got the goal of the season, and got the most goals with 19. Pazic got the most assists with 12. Milas Javanovich got 7 Man of the Match awards, and a high average rating of 7.4. Mamic got 104 passes per 90, and Pazic has now got the highest league appearances with 387, but Milas Javanovich is the youngest ever player to play for me at the age of 15 years and 94 days. That's how much faith I'm putting in the young man. Next season, we are expected to get a mid-table finish and then record a top half finish next year and get to the 3rd qualifying round of the Champions League. And we're told the players using the club's youth system play defensive football, play position football, play high-tempo pressing football, and make the most of set pieces. Good stuff. We now have excellent training facilities, excellent youth facilities, excellent academy coaching, and excellent youth recruitment. I'm going to try and make sure we get more money before we improve anything, but we are very much on par with Partizan and Red Star in terms of facilities now. But we are now on par with Partizan and Red Star in terms of facilities now, and that, for me, is exciting. Financially, we've got 5 million in the bank, and that's great. We've got good stuff coming in, and I'm excited for what we can do. We did lose about 5 million this year in upgrading everything, and we have made 10 million the year before, so you can see where the money's gone. What I didn't mention was the fact we got 2 affiliates, and the first of which was Pensia Tomisoa as a affiliate club, and then we got Monaco as the parent club. This wasn't something I did, this was something that the board did, and the Monaco one was the board's idea. The Pensa Tomisoa was my idea, so 2 new affiliates. How about that? So, we have just seen who's going up and who's going down, and our fierce rivals, FK Rad, are finally in the top flight for the first time in this save. Also, do survive as well, denying Radnik Stoolkich a chance to get promoted, but Radnik have gone down, FK Rad are going up. And it makes the fact that they finished in 12th place in the regular season, but end up finishing below FK Novi Pazar a bit embarrassing, because FK Novi Pazar were in 14th initially, but then somehow managed to get themselves out of the bottom 4. So there you go, they've done well. Makasabac and Sparta Spitica both went down though. The teams coming up though are Modelisk Lacuna and Zeve Avajika, along with FK Rad. FK Rad finishing in 4th place and then winning the playoffs is perfect. It shows you just how easily that can happen, and it's good for the league, and it's good for us to have another fierce rival in the top flight. So this is going to be our formation for next year, as it always is, and we're going to go with the team that's looking like it's going to be in my first team plans for next season. Stefan Balic is going to be in goal, as you'd expect, because he's really good in the role. We do have Milorad Javasevic in goal as the backup, and I don't know how much he'll improve by. He's apparently only got potential to be a second tier player, but we can still work with that. We do have Zoran Jankovic, who is really good as well, and his potential is looking decent. He's only 17 still. But Predrag Misan is also looking good. He's only 16, so I think he's got the best room to grow in potential. He is temperamental though, so he'll need to work on that. Right back position, we've got plenty of talent, I think, after Popovic. And now that we have all this talent coming through, it's going to be exciting. We do have Zigic in the right back position, who's improving quite nicely. His potential does not look promising, though it is apparently good enough to be exciting. So with Babic in the lines and very consistent, I'm expecting him to develop quite nicely. He's only got a balanced personality. While Blezovic is also someone I'm expecting to do well, consistent as well. So the fact we have these two young talents come through is exciting, and I hope for more things to come. Milanovic has kind of made himself a first choice option now for me, and it's very exciting. Even if he is inconsistent, he still has room to grow, and I think he will develop quite nicely. Bakatic only played 7 times this year after recovering from his severe injury. I'm concerned that he won't get better than a decent player for the top flight, but he is a decent player for the second tier, so hopefully he'll do well. But with the likes of Mujib coming through and being an option, I think he's my third choice in the left back position and one of 3 options now. He's very inconsistent though, so I hope he can improve that sooner rather than later, but things can change, and you never know how quickly things can change. In the centre back position, Mirko Milicevic is now the best player of the club and is probably the best option we have right now. He is wanted by Cadiz, but I don't see Cadiz being able to draw him away when we've got European football, quite frankly, especially when they're a second-tier club in save. We do have Hozo, who is the second choice and his partner in crime. He's inconsistent, but he's good. He's a good player for this division, and quite frankly, that's an option we love to have. Branislav Murda being our third choice centre-back is also good. He's also inconsistent, but he's developing, and he's only 20 and fairly professional. We've got options. We've got 3 centre-backs who are considered to be good enough for the top flight now, and that is exciting. And I've had the Dusan Mandic is also quite good as well, is useful. I did give him 2 appearances from the bench because of injuries, and our options have a first team football. He has lost a star and potential ability, so I don't know if that was a red herring or something from the initial potential, but hopefully that's not a thing that we're going to lose for good, and he will be a 4-star player potentially in the future. Vladimir Murder is still probably the best option ahead of him. Is not ideal, but he's only 16. He's good enough to be a second-tier player at the age of 16. He's a promising player. I'm still excited for him. DM-wise, we do have Colom, and he's important to us. He will be very good long-term, and he's our first choice DM right now. We do have Mamic, who's older than Colom, but it's not ideal that we have the option. He is still good. I think we could still benefit from him either way long-term. We do have Branislav Petrosic, and I know what you're thinking. This guy's not very good. He's also 17 and is trying to improve, so I probably will have to give him some first in football in the upcoming years. If I have to talk about my midfield, then Mahir Bajramovic is one of those options that I'm excited about. And someone let me know in the comments the last amount. This guy also got a cap, so yeah, Mahir Bajramovic is exciting. He's also very consistent. Doesn't have big matches though, which is a shame, but he's still a good player for his division, and I don't care about that. And then we've got Dejan Rakitic, who's also pretty good. I will hope that he'll get consistent soon. He likes big matches though, so he's got the opposite problem to Bajramovic, and I don't know why. Edibel Barkic is also here as an option. I think this will be his last year next year. I just don't see him improve anymore, and that's a shame. The fact that he's unlikely to improve from a decent second-tier player is not ideal. We do have this guy, and I'm excited for him. He's still 16 though, and he just came through the academy. But look at how much he's already got arrows going up in improvements. It's good. We do have Igor Petrovic, and I did give him the first team appearance this season as a starter, no less. But I think this guy will be in the first team long term. He is 16 as well. Inconsistent, yes, but he's got potential. He's a realist. And he's a third-tier player right now, but I think he will be a first-choice player in the future. I really do. We do have Lazar Petrovic as the first-choice right-winger, but we have the new number 2 for his position. He's understudy now in the form of Milas Javanovich, and he is inconsistent, yes, but he's also 15. He's also fairly ambitious, and I'm excited for him. I think he will score a goal at some point. I did give him 5 appearances, and he didn't exactly impress, but he's still got potential to grow. I mean, he's also better than Savic as an option. And yeah, if this guy's my third choice option, that's not a good sign. Book has made the left wing position his own this year. 6 goals, 4 assists. He's got room to improve. He doesn't have big matches. He is inconsistent. And he's only a good second tier player, but he's getting better. And as far as I'm concerned, that's good. We do have Dajkovic, who's also there as a player that we will use. He has broken his foot though, so that's an awkward situation to acknowledge. But we did give Stefan Milakovic appearance from the bench, at least not this season. He did have an option from the bench. We just have him on the bench and then pick him up. There is one player though I want to talk about, and look how quickly Vladimir Stoolkich has improved. He was one of the 4-star player academy players, and the fact he's already considered this good and he's already got this much improvement is a good sign. And I think long term, he could be our starter in the left wing position because he's improving quite nicely. Up front, we have Miletic and 22 driven personality, 18 goals last year, 4 assists. That's exciting. Though I do have a long-term successor for him already, because Predrag Markovic is looking like a long-term successor. Yes, he's probably better as a winger in the eyes of my backroom staff, and he hasn't got the finishing that his main man will get, but 5 goals from 7 starts and 12 substitute appearances is still pretty good, and he's quite good. He is injury prone, but he's good enough for the top flight now, and hopefully we can do better with him long term. I am disappointed though with Vladimir Stoolkich because he's very inconsistent, and I wish he was better than that. But the fact he's inconsistent and is unambitious is not ideal. So long term, hopefully he'll get better. Hopefully. What we're going to do though is end this here with the side that Paris Saint-Germain have won the Champions League and 3 other competitions. So that's lovely. Actually, I just realised this. He's Santi Cazorla as the manager. Yeah, Santi Cazorla has just won all 4 trophies. That's fun. He's a legend now, surely, at Paris Saint-Germain. You gotta think. Either way though, I'm ending this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. Who are you excited about the most in my team? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that down below. But either way, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.